Let us take a look at the enhancements to routing diagnostics for this October wave. We will cover the problem, the solution, and look at a demo. Today, only administrators have access to routing diagnostics. The responsibility of improving and optimizing routing setup lies solely on them, creating a bottleneck. Supervisors do not have any visibility into why assignments are not happening as expected, limiting them in their queue optimization efforts. To solve for this problem, we have enabled supervisor access to diagnostics. That means now supervisors can view why a work item has been routed a certain way. They can point to admins any concerns and even bring up suggestions to improve their routing setup. We have added 2 points of access, one at all up level and another for work item level. To understand this, let us look at a scenario where there are issues with routing and how a supervisor can help solve them. Within Contoso Coffee Support Center, Kiana is an agent and Monica is her supervisor. Now, Kiana loves her job. She's an expert in refunds and loves solving customer problems around it and making a difference in their day. She has been in this group now for a couple years as a member of the refunds queue and recently been promoted to a new senior role. Today is her first day in the new role, and she is excited to now handle gold customers through a brand new queue created just for this purpose. She logs into customer service workspace, sets her status to available, and looks for cases available to work on. To her surprise, there were none. So she decided to grab a coffee and hope that upon her return, she will find a customer waiting to be helped. However, when she returned from her latte run, she found that there were still no cases assigned to her. This was strange, because by now she would have ideally helped about half a dozen customers. At that moment, Kiana receives a case. She drives straight in with a gusto, but notices that the case has a first response SLA which is about to expire. Now, Kiana takes her performance metrics very seriously and worries that her average case handle time would be impacted, all on her day one in the new role. She immediately begins working on the case and at the same time reports the delay in assignment to Monica, her supervisor. Now, Monica recently underwent a role specific training where she was informed that supervisors now have access to diagnostics. Fresh from that training, Monica opens the case and navigates to the diagnostic record under related. She notices that the case in question was initially routed to a different queue than expected. Digging into rules that were applied, she discovers that after identifying skills required for this case, the route to queue rule set that was applied is setting the output queue to the regular refunds queue instead of the gold refunds queue. She verified this behavior for a few other cases as well. She was electrified with this discovery and promptly alerted their admin. Admin could confirm that this indeed was the issue and made the required change to the condition in the rule set. In a few minutes, Kiana began to see cases in her queue, and she cranked through a dozen cases over the rest of the day. Later in the day, as Monica sipped her coffee, she felt empowered with her new access to diagnostics. She thought about the old days where an issue like this could have taken days to resolve, as against the mere minutes that it took today. She smiled and continued sipping her coffee.